news updates. And we have more coming out of Europe, and Pope Leo has called for Venezuela to remain an independent and sovereign nation, saying he was watching developments with deep concern following the US ouster of President Nicolás Maduro. Speaking at St. Peter's Square, the pontiff urged respect for human rights, the rule of law and Venezuela's constitution. He warned against violence and stressed that the well-being of the Venezuelan people must come before all other interests. Let's listen in.
E venne ad abitare in mezzo a noi. La speranza cristiana, infatti, con animo colmo di preoccupazione, seguo gli sviluppi della situazione in Venezuela. Il bene dell'amato popolo venezuelano deve prevalere sopra ogni altra considerazione e indurre a superare la violenza e intraprendere cammini di giustizia e di pace, garantendo la sovranità del Paese, assicurando lo Stato di diritto iscritto nella Costituzione, rispettando i diritti umani e civili di ognuno e di tutti, e lavorando per costruire insieme un futuro sereno di collaborazione, di stabilità e di concordia, con speciale attenzione ai più poveri che soffrono a causa della difficile situazione economica. Per questo prego e vi invito a pregare.
Joining us now to discuss this developing situation is Glenn Grant, the ex-advisor to the Defence Minister of Ukraine. He joins us live from Riga in Latvia. And we're also joined by Major General Sudhakar G, a senior strategic and international affairs expert, joining us live from New Delhi. Glenn, I want to start with you first here. Now, it's amazing how things can change in the space of 24 hours, but now the people of Venezuela find themselves without a leader. Nicolás Maduro finds himself in US detention. And of course, events for the future remain uncertain. What is next for both the leadership of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro and his wife, and also, of course, the people and the government who now have an unclear vision of their future?
Well, to start with the Maduro bit, I'm pretty sure he's going to end up in prison. But it's what happens outside, the reality of what happens outside. We've got to go past the fine words of Trump and actually look at the reality of all this. I mean, the first bit is that, you know, nature abhors a vacuum. And if there's no proper leadership in Venezuela, then people will start looking for leadership in Venezuela. And Venezuela, just to remind people, Europeans especially, is about 1.5 times the size of Ukraine. And that is already a huge country. So to think that you just go in and govern a country like that is pretty daft, to be blunt. And it's easily forgotten that Maduro is not just the problem. Maduro's got a large following. He's got a gang of people who are pretty nasty. And when people are pretty nasty, you can be absolutely sure that one of them thinks he's going to be the next Maduro. So we can end up with something that's like Syria. We could end up with you know, places that Iraq and Afghanistan, where people are fighting amongst themselves as well as fighting against, hey, American boots on the ground, perhaps. So I don't see anything nice coming out of this, because if the people wanted to revolt, they could have revolted before. If they wanted to persuade the army, they could have persuaded the army to come on their side before. They haven't. So I don't think this has got a nice way to go on that side. And if you just allow me a few seconds, then on Trump has changed his mind more times than we can shake a stick at. I mean, look at all his words about Gaza. What are we going to do with Gaza? Well, nothing's happening there. So I don't see that anything nice is going to come out of this. I'm sorry.
Yes, indeed. Do stay with us, gentlemen, as we move on to our main focus of the hour. And in the way